Welcome back to Spotlight. And joining me now from the DuPage Symphony Orchestra is Don Potoczny. He's with us. He's the president of the board of directors. So welcome, Don.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for inviting us. And thank you to NCTV for the spotlighting our wonderful not-for-profits in the area and the wonderful work that they do for our community.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that as a not-for-profit ourselves. It's our pleasure. So I'm going to start out with, you've got the 2021-22 season coming up. So tell us a little bit about the DSO and your upcoming season.
So the DuPage Symphony Orchestra, or the DSO, is a community orchestra. In fact, the 2021 Community Orchestra of the Year from the Illinois Council of Orchestras. And so we're an orchestra of around 100 highly talented and dedicated musicians, led by our music director and maestra, Barbara Schubert. The DSO was created in 1954, and she is only our second music director.
Wow.
We have some musicians that have been with the DSO even before Barbara joined. So some folks have been with the DSO for decades. And we play at Wentz Hall here in downtown Naperville on the campus of North Central College.
That's wonderful. And I think that's a real testament, right, to the stability of the organization, that you've only ever had two artistic directors. Also that you've had musicians there for so long. You must be doing something right.
Yes, they must. I've only been with the DSO for 2 years, but we have some families that have even children that are playing in the orchestra, and their parents do as well.
That's nice.
Yes.
What's the age range? Just to give us a little bit of an idea of, describe the orchestra, if you will.
Oh,
you
my
said
gosh.
100 people, but...
Yes, we have some younger players in their 20s. Many of the musicians are music teachers, either in schools or on their own. And then some players are much older than that as well.
Okay, all right. Age not to be disclosed. Got it. I'm going to ask you this, Don, because honestly, a lot of us, I think, are a little bit intimidated when we hear the symphony, right? It sort of conjures up these images of something very proper and kind of a little bit elite over onto the side, maybe something that isn't for us. But describe the experience of the DSO for us.
Yes, I understand that it can be intimidating the first time you go. And there's nothing like the experience of a full orchestra with 100 people on stage and Barbara as her imposing figure up there waving the baton. It can be intimidating, but we really want to reach out to everyone in the community. This music is for everyone. And there's really no barriers to anyone joining us. It's conveniently located. The tickets are very reasonably priced, and I want to encourage everyone to try it out.
Okay, so I'm going to ask some of the questions that people, it's kind of like those questions that nobody wants to ask.
Right.
What do I wear?
You can wear whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable in. So you can wear this. This is what I wear because I like to show respect for the musicians and all their years and years of practice and the beautiful art that they're creating. And so sometimes we dress up to go to special places, but if you want to wear blue jeans, wear blue jeans. In fact, Barbara suggested that we do a show in the spring and make it a blue jeans required show, just to break down those barriers and really wear whatever you want.
Okay, all right. Can I bring the kids? Do you recommend it?
Yes, I bring my son. My son is 10 years old, but he can sit quietly for an hour. Usually he's spending that hour playing video games, but he can sit still for an hour. And don't bring any babies. Babies can't sit still for an hour plus, but children, by all means, once they're able to sit still quietly for an hour and not disturb their neighbors, please bring them. We should be encouraging young families. This is about expanding our audiences. And please, bring the children as long as they're old enough. And in fact, in prior years, we're not doing it this year, but in prior years, we have a instrument zoo and allow the children to come up on the stage and interact with the musicians and learn about the different instruments and how they work.
I think that's wonderful, right? I mean, it's oftentimes, I think, everything with children, you only know what you're exposed to. You can only like what you're exposed to. If you've never heard a symphony, how would you know if you would like it, right? But to kind of be able to interact with those musicians and find out the difference between an oboe and a cello and a violin, I would imagine the kids really enjoy that.
They love it. And another thing is being a parent allows you to do things that you've always wanted to do or wanted to do again. So if you've never been to an orchestra, bringing your kid along gives you an excuse to expand your experiences.
Okay, now here's a big question. When do I clap? Because there's always the etiquette, you're never quite sure, do I clap now, do I clap later, when do I clap?
Yeah, this custom has evolved over the centuries, And where we are now is we clap after each movement, or at least that's an opportunity. There's no clapping is mandatory, and as orchestras around the world have returned to the stage over the last couple of months, audiences have responded with such enthusiasm and emotion. So if the music moves you, by all means, stand and cheer and clap. But generally, we do that between movements.
Okay.
A symphony is organized in 3 or 4 movements, like acts of a play. And once a movement is finished and the conductor lowers her arms, then it's time to show some appreciation. And the musicians love it.
Okay, good, good. So I feel like we know what to wear, we know when to clap, and we know it's for everybody. So those are good things, right?
And just like here, turn your cell phone off, please.
Yes, that's movies everywhere. Frankly, just turn them off, period. I think that would be a good movement.
Does anybody answer them anyway when they ring?
No, I don't think so. So now, as you kind of think about the DSO, and I know your board's been very active in this, what do you think the role is that the DuPage Symphony Orchestra plays within the community and the benefits that it does bring to the community?
Well, during this pandemic, over the last year and a half, we've taken advantage of the opportunity as a board to work on our own development and our own strategic planning, but more importantly, the musicians, and by the way, thank goodness the musicians are so dedicated that they kept up their practicing. When Barbara brought the band back together, she said they didn't miss a beat. But music has always played a role in the healing of communities. The restorative power of music is indisputable. And this period that we feel like we're coming out of has been difficult for all of us around the world. And community orchestras and local music will play a big role in healing our communities.
Yeah, it brings people together, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I having been very blessed to be able to go to Wentz Concert Hall, that is an amazing venue.
It is. We're so lucky to have it. And it's so convenient. In downtown Naperville, we have valet parking. And what a great opportunity for impressing a romantic interest or a work associate, dinner at one of our terrific downtown restaurants, and then walk right over to Wentz Hall. It's going to be a great night Saturday night.
Okay, and can people buy tickets now, Don?
Yes, only a few tickets are left for this Saturday, but we have a full season of 5 concerts plus the holiday concert. And they can go on the North Central College website and order individual tickets now. And again, just a few left for this week, but we've got 5 more concerts this year.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing information about the DSO. We appreciate it.
And we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jane.
Okay, and if you would like to find out more information about the DuPage Symphony Orchestra or to go get those lovely tickets, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned. We're coming right back with more Spotlight.